Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to you. This is Tina, and she's from the UK, and she had a healing session. And so we're talking today because she has questions on how this all worked, and the unexplainable, right, is how it happened. And now we're going to try to explain it the best that we can. But I have to first start out by saying, when I saw your daughter come through, because you wanted to have the healing reading, when I saw your daughter come through, I saw her as plain as day. And I remember your picture, and I'm like, this girl has blonde hair and it's long. And I'm like, I don't want to say that, because if I say that and she doesn't look like this, then she's not going to own anything that I say, right? And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when you sent me the picture of her, I literally fell off my chair. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the same eyes, the same hair, the same everything. I'm like, oh, so that's like a lesson for me. Like, just say it anyway. But because it would have been even more profound for you. But
but
kept saying, she is your angel, and there was an angel, and she's full of joy. So we can talk about her after, because I feel her. And but having a distant healing, I knew nothing about anything that's going on with you.
Yeah.
And explain to me what you felt during the healing and then after you listened to it.
So I obviously didn't know what to expect. I had no idea, because my logical mind's always working overtime, so which is half my problem. And so I was laying down on my sofa, and I had a blanket underneath me that was my daughter's, and I just closed my eyes. And I'm quite short, so I was in the center of the sofa. But then when I looked at the time, and I thought, okay, this is the time I'm supposed to lay down. And then I felt it felt like somebody was massaging my head. And then I was thinking, oh, like, have I got a spider in my hair or something? It's really weird. And then I was thinking, is my head touching the sofa? Because I could then feel pressure on my head. But then I thought, no, I definitely know my head's not touching the sofa, because I'm short and I'm laying in the middle of the sofa. So my feet don't touch the end and my head doesn't touch the end. And then I felt this heat all around my body. And I'm thinking, I didn't know what I was thinking. I just thought, I didn't know what to think. I can't even talk properly because, and I felt this heat. And then I felt like a vibration. I could feel like a vibration all around me. And then my hands, well, pretty much from the beginning, my hands got really, really hot, and they were tingling. And that was throughout the whole entire thing. Even at times when I felt cold during the healing, my hands remained hot and tingling. And then I was feeling these different sensations going on around my body. But quite early into the healing, I felt like my throat felt a bit funny. And then I just started coughing. And I was coughing for a while. And that happened again, sort of towards the middle. And then after it had finished, and I'd got up to go and get a cup of tea, I was coughing again. But then during the healing, I felt on my right side, to the lower part of my tummy, I felt like a pulsating feeling.
Interesting.
And that happened quite a bit on the right side of my tummy.
So I want everybody to know that you and I have never talked about this before, and we've never met.
It's the first time.
And so me hearing this as a healer, hearing what you experienced and hearing what I was feeling and the pulsating, and I try to explain to people that when you feel these sensations, they're undeniable. Like you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Right? And you're like,
Yeah.
is it real? And you're like, okay, I'll accept it, right? Because
Yeah.
then that heat in your hands, that's that energy going through them. You know, you can't
Right.
deny that heat and that love that's going throughout your entire body.
Oh yeah. And then I felt, what I couldn't understand was how I could just be lying there and I wasn't expecting to feel anything, because I just thought, because I didn't know how it worked. I thought, you know, you're doing whatever you're doing, and then afterwards, if I'm meant to get a healing, I'll get a healing. I did not expect to feel what happened to my body during the whole entire process. I didn't expect to feel that. So that
Okay,
kind
so
of,
like some people
yeah,
will feel and some people will feel nothing at all. Like I just never know. So I'm like, there is no right or wrong way to feel. But when people get to feel it, that's why I say if you have chance to be present during the session, like just being able to receive, you might feel something, you might fall asleep, you might feel nothing. But the fact that you felt so much of what I felt and you went through it, and that you're saying like, I had no idea what to feel, and I have no idea what you're going to feel. That's what's the beautiful thing is we just let this all be up to God. It's all about trust. And I take your picture. You heard me. I take your picture, your lovely, lovely picture, and I placed it on my abdomen so I could be your proxy, so that I opened myself up to feel what you need to feel, and we were in sync. And here you're in the UK and I'm in, Arizona, United States, and that energy travels instantly. Isn't that like, aha?
oh, I've got shivers thinking about it, because my brain is still trying to catch up with what happened. Because at the beginning, when I was laying down, I was saying, okay, I was giving thanks. I was saying thank you, and to you, to the whole process, and then I kept going over things in my mind, and I thought, right, okay, just stop and just be quiet now. I don't know if I was feeling that or if I was being told that, but it was like, just, you need to be quiet and just relax.
You were being told. Because I think I said that a couple times, like, don't get in your head, just relax.
Yes,
So
yes, that's right. When I replayed it back, yeah, because I was thinking, okay, like, stop, relax, just be calm. But then when I played it back and I heard you saying it, I was like, oh my goodness. But then I felt like the sensations and I've got bad problems. Well, I had bad problems. I felt a sensation in my neck and my shoulder. Um, and then I had this feeling underneath me that it felt like I had all these hands underneath me holding me.
wow.
And I felt this like heat and then pressure, and then I felt it on my lower back,
Like they
and it
shifted.
felt really nice.
Yeah.
It was like a pressure on my back and this heat on my lower back, and it felt like I had hands on me. And
Like spiritual surgeons, angels, God, everybody was there working on you and you felt it.
and then, because I've got quite a few issues, I had quite a few issues going on, and then in my lower left calf, I felt like this, like, tingling feeling, and then after that, I felt a shooting pain go up the front of my left calf. And it wasn't, nothing was painful, but I could just feel
Right.
the sensation.
So
But
that
this,
you deny what was going on. Yeah.
yeah. So I thought, well, something's definitely happening. And then I felt this shooting pain up my lower left calf. And then this is the thing that, one of the things that really I didn't know what to make of. I saw, and I've not had this before, I saw a female surgeon lean in towards me after I got that pain up my leg, and she had a mask down, but she had like the
Yeah.
cap and the gown, And she had this beautiful smile. She had her mask down. And I heard her say, but her lips didn't move. She just had this smile. And she said, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine.
Oh, I got the chills. But
And
that's
I went, I thought.
what happens when I talk with spirit. You don't have to talk like you and I are talking. You hear them in your mind, and you don't even have to talk out loud. You can talk to them like, oh, thank you. And they hear you.
And then I felt, and then after that, straight after that, I heard my daughter say, Mum, just trust this. Just be calm. And then I felt really emotional. And then I felt my hand being held. And I felt my right hand being held. And I knew it was her because she just spoke to me. And then I had tears coming down my face. And then, because this whole time I had my eyes closed to keep myself in a relaxed state. But when I felt my hand being held, I had to open my eyes. But I couldn't see her. But when I closed my eyes, I could see her.
Right.
So, yeah, and I just felt the tears running down my face. And I just couldn't believe what I was experiencing. I just couldn't believe it.
I wish I could like be there and hug you. It's just, it's an aha, the whole thing. It's just miraculous. It's beautiful. I'm like speechless, right? There isn't words to really comprehend it all. And that's why even sharing your experience, unless somebody goes through it, it's real. Like you're trying to say, like, it blew you away. Like,
Yeah, it really did.
When you listened to this, so remember, I know nothing and I'm speaking to you and I don't even remember everything that is said because they're not my words. I just, as you know, I'm talking the entire time. I'm telling you what's happening, what's coming, where we're going. We see your daughter, that you exchange words. Like there was so much that there's no way I could remember it all, but I know you would because it's for you. So can you explain what really transpired then when you listened to it?
Well, first of all, I need to let you know that towards the end, because it had got to when I thought it was going to come to an end, but I carried on laying there for another 15 minutes, which was about the same time that you had carried on until. So we finished at the same time.
Wow.
But towards the end, I got a little bit distracted because I could hear my neighbour's dog barking. And I was thinking, don't focus on that. Just get your mind back to this. The dog was barking. And usually if they go out, the dog will bark, but they were in because I asked them. They were in and the dog was barking. And my daughter and that dog, they love each other.
So the dog was seeing her.
So when I heard at the end of your recording, when I played it back and I heard your dog barking, I just couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my goodness.
I so apologize for this, but every for some reason my dog never barks, but she's inside, but she had to bark. And I guess it means that she's seeing spirit. So I had the same thing happen to you. Yes. And so when you listen go through all the feelings,
I started feeling cold at the end, and I thought I thought to myself, oh, I could really do with a lovely warm blanket around me now because I started feeling cold. And then when I heard your recording, you had said the same thing. And I'd got up and I'd gone into the kitchen and I was shaking. And I was thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't drop the kettle, because I wanted to fill the kettle up and have a really hot, sweet cup of tea. And I thought, oh my gosh, I was absolutely desperate for some chocolate. Desperate.
That's what I was craving.
I know. And then when I played it back, I heard you saying, oh, you mentioned about wanting a blanket, and you said, oh, I might go and have some chocolate because I've you know, I don't usually, but I feel like I need to have some chocolate. And I just, my husband came in from work at that point, and my voice was really husky and I was coughing. And he said, "Oh, you know, what's happening with your voice?" And I said, "This happened during the healing. Like, I started coughing." And so I had this really husky voice when my husband came in, and I was really shaking. And I had like, didn't have any proper chocolate. I had like these cereal bar chocolates, and I had 4. And my husband couldn't get over my, and I've got to tell you this, Deborah, and I'm going to send you a picture of this because this is amazing. You mentioned at the beginning that my daughter was sending you hearts.
Yes.
You said that. And that's a really significant thing for us. And one of the other reasons why it's significant is she has a heart pendant that she wore all the time. It was her favorite piece of jewelry, and it was teal. It's teal. And you mentioned an emerald green heart rock salt lamp, I think you said, that you felt compelled to bring in. And I thought, that is, you know, that's my daughter's symbol.
Right. And so she guided me to that. Exactly. And I have to tell you, when your body gets cold like that, it's like being in a surgery room. Your body went through a major shift, and they usually give you these warm blankets, right? You're really, really cold, and we're shivering because you can't, everything that was altered in you, you had major surgeries, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because you went and had a conversation with your daughter as well. So there was so much that transpired. And I mean, think about me sitting on the other side, and I'm seeing the things you're seeing, but I have to trust what I'm saying and deliver it, not knowing anything about you, and send it all the way to the UK and going, "All right, God, here we go." But it felt, because of how you feel, right? If you were to be me, and you would go, "It's undeniable," right? Because you feel it. You can't deny what took place. So with that hold, that's what that means. You had a lot majorly done to yourself. So tell me how you're feeling now.
Well, every day my husband's asking me, "How's your back? How's your back?" And I keep saying, "It's fine." It's absolutely fine. I had an MRI on my shoulder in November of 2019. I had an MRI on my lower back in January 2020. And I was told that my shoulder, I've got arthritis, I think they said. I'm gonna get the report out, and I'm gonna send a copy of that to you as well. And my lower back, they said that I had degenerative discs, and that 2 discs are bulging. And it's just getting progressively worse, to the point that my husband was like applying a pack to my back every day. I've got, in my hallway, I've got banisters, and I've got a rail up the side as well, and I have to use both. Well, I had to use both to get up the stairs.
No more?
Not anymore. I haven't had a heat pack. I can run up the stairs. I can't even believe this. I cannot believe this.
Makes me want to cry. Like, because it's the impossible made possible.
And I just think to myself, how can this, I mean, I'm thankful. I'm beyond thankful. But I just think, how can this be?
It's about saying thank you, because that's what you deserve it. And so we just have to give gratitude back. That's all God wants, is thank you. And it's not even that you had to believe, because you didn't even know what to believe.
No.
That's what I say. There is not a certain religion. You don't have to believe to receive. You just have to receive. That's all I say. Just lay there and receive. And you did it. You did it.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited. I know this. I'm just excited as you, probably even more, because I get to witness, like, it's proof of miracles, right? I get to witness God's miracle, and you are a miracle.
You are too.
You
You
are.
are too. Thank
And
you so much, Debra.
think that how we cross paths, like, how did you meet me? I'm so far away,
And yeah, that was the other thing as well, because I was supposed to have a steroid injection in my shoulder in January. But something was saying to me, because I've never had one before. I'd asked a couple of friends that have had them, and they said, "Oh, it eases the pain. You might have to have one for like in 6 months' time, or." But something was just telling me, it's not right for me personally. It might be right for somebody else, but I just felt I had this gut instinct that it just wasn't right for me.
That's what I
So
love. Trusting your own gut, your intuition, spirit's telling you. So doctors were telling you to do one thing, but you knew your body better and you knew what was right. And so you trusted. And maybe had you had gotten that, it would have blocked, it'd been harder to heal. So good job paying attention.
yeah, I just felt it was wrong.
Your journey to meet your daughter.
That was I cried again when I listened back to the recording. I was just crying because it was just so beautiful, and I just felt. I mean, we have always been really, really close. Her and my husband are my absolute best friends. But it was like I could feel her leading me.
Yes. And then she did say stuff for your husband too, even though
She did.
she wanted to say things to him, which was so sweet. Like, she's like, no, I just need Dad to know. Like, she was caring for him to let him be free of whatever he was holding. That's personal, that's his stuff. But yes.
Yeah. But the three of us are so, so close, and that it was just magical. I just felt so close to her again. It was like I can't even put it into words. It was just wonderful. So thank you so much.
On that spiritual journey, if you had your eyes closed, did you see her? Did you feel her? Did you smell her? Did you look around? Any of that?
Oh yeah, I saw her. I saw her crystal clear. And she just looked just really as beautiful, and she just looked radiant.
Yeah, radiant.
And I just felt so at peace being with her, because I've been through
If she's
so
at,
much.
and if you feel that peace that she is at, and you got
Yeah.
to feel that peace, it gives you peace within, because she's at peace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's been really hard, really, really hard. I was off work for over a year because I just couldn't, and I never took medication, because again, I felt that wasn't right for me. I knew I had to feel what I was feeling. I couldn't suppress it.
I always say you have to feel to heal. It's not something that, even in the healings, I'll go, I'm sorry, we have to pull this up. We have to go somewhere deep in some of my healings, where it's like, we have to talk about it. We have to feel it. We have to heal it, because those are emotions that are real. And so when there's grief, there's no right or wrong or how long to grieve. And you take your time, however long that is, and you do it your way. And I'm not saying other people shouldn't be on medicine, because they're going to still feel it. But no matter how you're going to feel it, you have to. It's part of the healing process. And but she came through so angelic. so angelic. And seeing this picture, she's so angelic. I had to have it printed next to your picture because I was like, she's just beautiful, and her eyes and her smile are radiant.
Yeah.
Um, and she didn't she keep saying she's your angel, or they kept saying angel, angel,
Yes.
angel, angel.
Yeah. And that's what my friends always used to say to me. Well, they still do, that, your daughter is an angel. They used to say, that she just, one of my friends looked after children, and she said out of all the children, she was the only one that I never had to sort of tell off, because she was just such a little angel.
Angel here, an angel there. So she just had, that was her little nickname, right? That's who she was, and that came through so strong. I am, I am just so happy. So happy for you. So blessed to be able to be the instrument that God uses to work through me, but to be able to really sit. I have never really done this before, where I sit afterwards. You're the first person ever that I sit and talk to like this. And when you said, can we Zoom? Because we're in the UK, you're in the UK, like this is the best way to do it. I thought, that's how God wants us to do this right now, and to voice it, because you're going to give back to so many others to show that this is real. This is proof. This is God's proof. It's got to feel so good getting out of bed.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it really is. I'm like, I just can't believe it. I just keep thinking, you know, I just really can't believe it. And my husband keeps saying, how's your back? How's your back? Is your back still okay? Is it still all right? And I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. And he can't believe it, because he like sees how much pain I'm in every single day,
So
you
he
know?
feels too. He's part of that because he loves
Yeah,
you, and he was your caretaker. So he saw what you went through, and to see that he's not having to do that has to be like, what? How does that happen?
yeah,
And so now you have to stand in it, right? You have to stand in it. You have to say thank you every
yes,
time somebody, questions. It's like, no, I'm not questioning anymore. I am healthy. I am whole. God healed me. Amen. Thank you, God. And I'm not going backwards.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I can't thank you enough for sharing your story here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to you. I'm just so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to the spiritual surgeons, to
And you
everything.
saw it. So you saw
Yeah.
it. Wow.
I just, and the way that I found you as well. I'd heard you on a radio show, and I was like, wow, that sounds amazing. But my logical brain was like, and then when I didn't have the injection, I left it for a while, because I thought, and then I'd seen you on YouTube, an archive, because it was an archived radio show that I heard you on, and then it was an archived YouTube in a thing that I'd heard you on, and this was not very long ago, and then I thought, I have to contact you. You're the person that I have to contact.
You're
It
the
has to be, and I
person.
thought, if it's meant to be, then it will be. And I'm just so thankful and grateful to you, Deborah. You are amazing.
Oh,
You
well,
really
I'm
are
glad I met
amazing.
this way, but maybe someday we'll meet in person, right?
Yes, that would be wonderful. You're just such a kind, loving, generous, beautiful soul.
You're
And it
making
just,
me cry right now.
um,
I thank you because you trusted it. You contacted me, and you trusted me being your instrument. And so I'm honored for that. And I can't thank you enough. And I just have to ask you quick before we end the recording is there any questions you have through this healing? Like, sometimes maybe you have something that you want answered, like this didn't make sense to me, or
I think the it's not just the physical side of it. That was I mean, that's just blown my mind. And do you know what it is as well? I think because of the way that I'm always sort of like analysing things, the fact that I've got a physical healing, it makes me realise that when my hand was being held, when I saw my daughter, when I saw that surgeon, this is real, because my back is proof that this is real. My shoulder is proof that this is real.
So now I'm talking and seeing the doctor and seeing the spiritual surgeons. This is real.
Yeah. And the emotional side of it, last night, I was talking with my husband, and my husband, he's just been the most amazing support throughout all of this, because it's still early days for us, you know, with our grief. But he's just been amazing as always, because he always is. But and he's not one to cry, or, you know, and when he thinks of our daughter, he's been the one that he's got this big smile on his face. Aww. Because he said, we've only got good memories, you know, and they were so close and they were always joking about, and the reason he smiles is the reason I cry, because we have such good memories, and we were just such a strongly bonded unit together.
You still are.
Yeah, we are, and I know we are. But last night, when he heard me talking about the spiritual journey I went on, and like our daughter holding my hand, and I saw her, I heard her, he had a tear in his eye, and he put his hand up to his eyes to, and he said, this makes me feel like I want to cry. He said, because he said, to see you, like, he said, you were so broken, you know, you were so broken, and to see you like this, and to know that you haven't got that pain in your back as well anymore, and in your shoulder, you know, he said, this is all I've ever wanted, is just to see you happy, you know.
Yeah. Because and to think about it, our pain in our heart, grief does a lot to our body, right? So it makes it hard to walk forward, right? It makes us, the back hurt. I mean, not that this is what caused the back, but it's all kind of one, right? And so when we lifted one thing spiritually, we healed the heart, right? And then the back, and I mean, there was so much that was healed emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Oh, definitely. That's the thing. It was emotionally, I just feel so much lighter now, because I know there's nothing to doubt anymore, you know. And my goal now is to get an even stronger connection, because I know that she's with us.
Well,
I
and
can't
that's
see her physically, but
you just nailed it. You had a connection. You will continue to have a connection. You can go to that same space with her all the time. You don't need a medium to talk to you. You can do it yourself. You are hearing it, you are seeing it, you're smelling it. So you're opening all your senses without even knowing it. Now you just go to that same place without trying.
Yeah.
And just let it happen. And I think because of this, you won't doubt the words that are coming to you either.
Yeah. And that was another thing you said.
Getting dark outside. You can see me getting a little dark. Sorry about that. Light on. I didn't think about it. I'm sorry.
Oh. That was another thing you said. You said about, because during the healing, I felt a tickle on my nose, and I was thinking, am I allowed to scratch my nose? Because I had my hands down by my side, and then I was thinking, no, like, no, don't move your arms, just stay relaxed and let it pass. And then you said that she said she was either tickling my nose, or she put like a feather on my nose or something.
Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah. But the amazing thing was, yesterday I was doing a meditation, and she came to me in the meditation, and I'd asked her a question. I asked her one question. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing where you are? And she said, I'm helping others that are transitioning. I'm helping them. And you mentioned that she's a mentor.
Yep.
You said that. And
chills right now.
And then, and this is another amazing thing, she went like that to me. And it brought back a memory that I had completely forgotten. When she was little, that was how our little thing. We used to do like a little nose rub. We used to call it a little Eskimo kiss. And we used to do that. And then I felt my nose tickle again.
It was tickling, kissing your nose.
Yeah, it was like we used to rub noses, you know?
That
And
is,
I had completely forgotten about that. I mean, you know, that was when she was like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old.
that's beautiful. So beautiful.
Oh, thank you for that.
Let me see if we can turn up the light a little bit there. That helps a little bit.
So yeah, that was amazing. There were so many. I'm gonna email you and send, because there's other things that I haven't even mentioned, but I'll email you. And
Journal that, right? It's good to journal it because it's raw right now and sometimes we forget. And
yeah,
I always say, just date it and bullet point it. And then even date the meditation afterwards and see how you're growing every single day in your relationship with her. Keep me posted. You know, I know everything's healed. What a beautiful journey ahead you have now with no pain. Pretty soon you'll be out jogging, running.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's quite cold there, right? Is it cold over there right now?
Yeah, it was quite cold today and it was raining, and yeah,
So it's
yeah.
cold. So I'm going to end the recording. Still stay on, but I want to thank everybody for listening and thanking you for sharing your story because you're going to help. You're going to help so many. And now all of a sudden I feel your daughter. I feel like I want to cry because she's mentoring those on the other side, but those on the other side also want to talk to their parents. And through you sharing your story, they're lining up. And so they'll find me the way you did. It's somehow they'll find me. But she's bringing it all together and you are the one that started it all. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So let's end the recording. Thank you so much for your story.
Thank you, Deb.
Oops.